All right, hey, my name's Andrew Knight, and this is my quality of character project. The word I was given was dedicated. So just started, want to talk about character a little bit. I think character plays a vital role in one's life. So we base our judgment off people a lot by their character. So character to me, it shows what we hold important or valuable, shows where we spend our time at, shows how we treat others, and it shows how we react. That could be to good things, it could be to bad things. So, especially in sports, something goes wrong in a game, something goes great, you can judge a person's character by how they react to those things. All right, so dedicated. Dedicated can be defined as devoted to a task or purpose. Some synonyms for dedicated are committed, devoted, enthusiastic, and faithful. Dedication in sports. Kind of look at this two ways. In sports, an athlete can be dedicated to their sport or craft, or they could be somebody that's devoted to their team or program. So you look at a lot of hardworking individuals, which most of these professional athletes are. They wouldn't be where they are. So they're dedicated to their sport or craft. They put in the time to become a professional, and they're dedicated to that. Then there are also those people who are dedicated to a team or a program. Somebody that sticks with the program or sticks with the team throughout their whole career, they're dedicated in that sense to their program. So, being a college baseball coach, we talk about dedication a lot. So, in our program, we like to use the term obsessed. So, I talk to my guys about being absolutely obsessed with getting better, obsessed with doing the daily task perfect because that's going to help eventually lead to having a successful program. So, we just want to be obsessed with getting better in our daily task. So, along with many other adjectives, most of the time the best players at these high levels are described as dedicated to their sports. Athletes who are able to devote themselves to their training and skill oftentimes see success regardless of their level. This could be from the high school level, college level, professional, whatever that is. Most of the time, those people that are dedicated to getting better are going to see success. So, just want to talk about a few stories of dedication. Just me being a baseball guy, these were three examples that really stood out to me. So, Josh Hamilton grew up about 2 hours from where I live, and I think he's a really good example of dedication. His career's taken a lot of different paths, but he's definitely a dedicated person. So, there's a story about he went to Apex Drive High School in Raleigh, and it's known that Josh Hamilton skipped his senior prom and was actually in the cages getting ready for the draft that was coming up. And I think he actually ended up being taken first overall in that draft. It's kind of a cool story about how he was so obsessed and dedicated um, to his career that he skipped out on his senior prom. So Evan Gaddis, um, I liked him when he was a Brave. I followed him for a while now. This last year, he was with the Houston Astros and just recently won a World Series. But it's funny, a few years ago, he was a janitor at community college. It's a great story if you haven't heard it. Definitely look it up and read about Evan Gaddis and the path that he's taken in his career. He was just absolutely dedicated to getting back into baseball. His life, was going in the wrong direction. He was a janitor, not where he wanted to be, and he turned his life around and won a World Series this past year. So the next and last example we'll talk about is Chris Singleton. Chris Singleton was a outfielder at Charleston Southern, and his mom was actually shot in the Charleston shootings in 2015. Chris, it's really impressive how he kind of took that unfortunate event in his life, and he's really remained positive, and he, I mean, most people would have gotten up and quit and taken a bad path, but Chris was dedicated to what he wanted to do and ended up getting drafted in the 19th round by the Chicago Cubs. And just all around everything you can find about him, just a stand-up guy who is just dedicated. And the Cubs have come out and said, this was not because of his mom and all that he went through, is because he was a great baseball player, and it just shows that he has great character on top of all that. So a biblical passage that I wanted to talk about is Colossians 3:23, and the passage is, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. And I can hear my mom saying this verse right now. I think she kind of used this verse growing up, um, mainly to make us do chores and things like that. She would always say, do it as if you were doing for the Lord. So it really made you have to do a good job, not just, just do a halfway job with it. So, as a coach, I expect my players to be dedicated and committed to our program. In return, I give them the same type of dedication every day that I show up. I want them to see that I'm dedicated to them, I'm dedicated to their future, and I'm dedicated to that program. So, just a few ways that I kind of go about showing them that I'm dedicated is, be on time. A guy that's not on time is probably not dedicated. Be prepared. So if that comes with having a practice plan, when the guys show up for practice, they know that I'm dedicated to them because we're going to have a fun, a good, successful, and structured practice. Um, I show them I'm dedicated by being passionate, also by being goal oriented. That's something we'll talk about a little later. Just setting goals for not only myself but for each individual player and the team as we go through the season helps them show that we're committed and dedicated to what we're working on daily. So also as a coach, I strive to be dedicated to do the right thing. This is something that we read about in Ethics 101, what every leader needs to know. There's a section there that reads, companies that are dedicated to doing the right thing have a written commitment to social responsibility and act on it consistently and are more profitable than those who don't. And I think that we can take that directly from the business world and put it into sports. People that are dedicated to doing the right thing are in the business world going to be more profitable, but I think in the sports world they're going to be more successful. All right, so got a clip here from Remember the Titans. It's the scene. It's called Leave No Doubt, and it's the scene where Coach Yost is expected to throw the regional game. He knows if he loses that, or if he wins the game, that he's going to lose his chance of making it into the Hall of Fame, which is something that he's worked so hard through his career. But he shows his dedication to his team by helping them go on and win that game. And I'll put that clip here at the end of this video. So going back to setting goals, I think it's important to set goals as both a player and a coach. So with being dedicated, like to put goals in place at the beginning of the season, we can kind of go through that throughout the year to see if we're going to meet our goals. So what I think goals do is help set a vision. It helps create a path to success. It helps keep us motivated, and it helps us stay dedicated to what we're doing. We're able to go back and check, hey, am I meeting my daily goals? Am I meeting my weekly goals? Are we getting to where we want to be? And so, and all that, just dedication is one of the attributes that I think all successful people have, from business world, sports world, whatever it is. People that are dedicated are often successful. And how we talk about in our program, we use the term obsessed. We want guys that are absolutely obsessed with getting better. And as a college coach, my job is to help shape young men. And so by teaching them that dedication that we have on the field, we bring it into the classroom, and hopefully they take that into their everyday life, and they take that past graduation. They learn how to become dedicated and what it takes to be successful with something, and that leads to just all aspects of life, not just on the field.
Hey, Mr. Official. Mr. Official, can I talk to you for a second?
Back off, Coach, if you want to stay in this game. I've got holding on 78 White.
What are you trying to cheat my boys out the game? 15 more yards.
Listen, let them play, ref. Let them play.
Regional.
Let them play. Let the boys play. Cheetah.
Coach, come on.
Cheetah.
Coach.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, come on! What was that? Oh. I know all about it, Titus.
What are you talking about, Billy?
You call this game fair, or I'll go to the papers. I don't care if I go down with you. But before God, I swear I'll see every last one of you thrown in jail.
You dig your own grave.
Defense! On me!
Okay, Petey, don't you drift to the strong side.
Coach, they're calling a holding penalty on me every time.
Did I ask for your excuses? You want to act like a star? You better give me a star effort. Do you hear me? Forget about him. Alan, you're in. Come on.
All right. Now, I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure that they remember forever the night they played the Titans. Leave no doubt. Come on, y'all. Swing it left, swing it left.
You're going to make yourself comfortable down there. Real comfortable.
That one was for you, Coach.
All right, baby. All right.
You brought us here, Coach. Run it up, Herman. Leave no doubt.